I just found out before we kick this thing off, it's Chris Grier's birthday. And everybody knows that I am such a big fan, so I want to wish him happy birthday. And I do. I hope this is the best year of his life. I hope he has the best draft of his life. So everybody get a little celebration. I want to play the Kool and the Gang song, Celebration, for Chris Grier's. Happy birthday. Yeah, let's do it. Happy birthday to you. Nah, I don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it. So I was telling the guys in the background, my wife gave me some cough syrup. She says it wasn't like groggy stuff, but I still feel a little groggy. So if I pass out here or I say something dumb, it's the cough syrup. It's not me. So we're going to get into it. We'll talk about the 13th pick. It's all over the place. I heard some really good stuff today. Hey, Bo, what's going on?
What's up, hey, Bo?
Yo, brother, what's the word, man? How you doing? We're going to get – who's your pick for the 13th? Let us know your pick for the 13th. Abel's the best, man. Great guy. So I want to go over the 13th pick, and is this Grier's Hail Mary? You know, and what I mean by Hail Mary is he going to build this thing right? And unfortunately, that would mean because he's going to be here for multiple seasons more. Or is he going to fling that thing and try to put together a team? Zonk, what's going on? To try to get something down that it's going to pass and it's going to be one of those spit and bail wires things. We'll get into that in a little bit. So I hope everybody's doing good. Drafts coming up, a lot of stuff. What's going on with you, man? We got Dirk the Daring up the right-hand corner, and we got my man Cody, who looks like either a porn star or a producer for movies. I don't know which. He's got a new look. I kind of like it, though, man. It's like smart and like tough. So I think you should run with that thing, Dirk.
Good call.
I grew up my mustache in, and people were saying it was an ugly mustache. And I was like, oh, man, I liked it. My kids hate it. People who watch me hate it. I love it, though, man. So, Dirk, man, you got a volcano blowing up over there. What's going on? I sent you the link, man. Are you going to be all right or what?
Yeah, it's near Anchorage. It's southern Alaska. I'm smack dab in the middle of the state. That's 400 and something miles away.
Oh, sweet.
But people in Anchorage are a little nervous about it.
Me too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a big volcano.
Oh, yeah. I'm just happy my man's not like parked out underneath the volcano. I don't want my buddy Dirk the Daring to become evaporated, man. That's crazy. Can you imagine living next to a volcano going off?
What's crazy is that volcano is kind of intermittently active and not active. So this is kind of one of those weird moments where they're sensing activity from it. It's kind of scary.
Wow. Yeah. Let's pray, man. And I know that, I like to do like little studies into this stuff, and supposedly solar activity is tied to all this. Mm-hmm. And we're entering what's called the Maunder minimum, where solar activity is very low, and that causes like instability in the environment with earthquakes and all kinds of crazy stuff. So, I mean, I don't know the whole deal. I just loosely. So it's going to be scary. Hold on to your hat. Stay away from volcanoes. We got to pray for that, man. I think my cousin still lives there. In Anchorage. Oh, Dirk, those Northern Light pictures. Yeah, he's living in the land, man. We lost Lamb. Yeah, we lost Lamb. Yeah. You know, that's okay. I would say I'd rather have him than Carmen Jackson, but, you know, Carmen has some – he's younger and maybe somehow he could develop. I don't know. Zonk, agree. You guys are a lot more – yeah. Go on, Zonk. Very good one. All right, so I'm going to get into it, but I want to go with my man, the Glass Stash, Cody, Mr. Success. I saw you today. Said you finally fallen in love and you want Grant at 13. Is this true?
That's very true. Very true. You told me that his reps were low on the bench.
22.
And normally I would be like, well, I don't, not a big deal, but it sounds like for that position that is a big deal. Is that correct?
Could be. It's hard. It depends, You look. I love the nose tackle. I've been studying them since Will Fork, and every one of them, whether it's Vita Vea, Nagata, Lawrence, they were all in the high 20s or 30s in their bench. And if you're going to be a two-gap plugger, you got to be strong. Sweat, I think, had like 26 or 28. And so 22 is just low because I was 182, 83, 85, something like that when I played. And I did 16 times 225. But it depends on his arm length. Maybe I got to check his arm length. That matters too. And ultimately, in the end, it's not the end of the world, but it's a little bit of a red flag. But I still like him a lot. I saw Chris Kaufman talking about the D line as being critical. So keep going. What's your whole take, man? On
just super athlete, man. Like cone drills, speed, burst. He's chasing running backs down. Like he's a Christian Wilkins. I heard somebody say that, and after watching a bunch of his film, it's like, yep, I see exactly why they said Christian
bigger
Wilkins.
version. Though he's like 30 pounds heavier, 40 pounds heavier.
And I think that guy can probably grow into his body even more. I don't mean weight, but I mean muscle, get that man strength in him. But he just looks like a guy that's going to wreck your shit. And I want a guy, whether it's pure power.
Cody's getting serious with the mustache and the glasses, man.
I want power, speed. I want the whole thing. And that guy just looks like he's going to bring it on game day. And boy, Sealer would look so good next to him too. Like he fills the spot that we need, So
hey,
I like
Jason,
him.
what's going on?
I want him.
Yeah, I agree. He was my man crush. What's going on, Jason? How you doing, brother? What do you think? My man Cody wants.
Good, bro. What's up, man?
My man Cody wants Grant at 13. He's high on Grant. I like Grant. What do you think?
Grant?
Yeah, the nose tackle, the big nose.
Which one?
What's his name? I can't only remember his last name.
Yeah, no, I still haven't done the draft, bro. I gotta do that. I'm not gonna lie, I was slacking a bit on the draft, but I'm cool. Who's the guy we just signed? The nose tackle. Who's the guy we just signed?
Benito.
Oh, Benito Jones. Forget about Benito.
Didn't we sign a tackle or 2D tackle? Benito. Okay. No, because I didn't. Yeah. What's up, Cap?
Yeah, he's not that good, man. He's not good at all, really. It's like he's a bot.
When did you guys start, man? I'm sorry. When did you guys start? When did you guys start? 8:45 or 8:30?
8:40.
When did you guys start?
45.
Can you hear me?
Oh, like 7 minutes ago.
Yeah.
My bad, dude. Oh, okay.
Don't sweat it. Yeah, don't sweat it. Whatever. This is casual. This is not like we're all, doing like a Doug Do Wrong live or Johnny Carson event here. This is small time stuff. So just enjoy coming in, hang out. It's really low key, man. Trust me. It's low key.
Yeah, sir.
Trust me, what I'm doing in tech, it's always going to be screwed up anyway. So, I think, I'm big on the tackle spot. What about you, Dirk? What do you think?
I got it narrowed down to 4 players that I really want. And there's only 2 positions. It's safety and defensive tackle.
No corner?
Keeping that. No. I mean, I would be okay if we got what's that one that I was looking at that I thought would be really cool if we ended up with? I don't think he's going to make it. I think Will Johnson's not going to make it to 13.
You don't think so?
No, but if he does, I mean, I would be okay with it. I wouldn't be upset. But if I was me picking, I mean, I would have a hard time not going with anybody but these 4 that I'm about to say. It would be Malachi Starks or Nick Emenwari or Kenneth Grant or Walter Nolan. Those are the 4 that just stand out in my mind that I would love to have one of those 4 as that 13th pick. But there's a couple really good corners up there too that I would be happy with.
It's Jared Barron, but Barron's a little small though.
Yeah, he's a smaller one. But he's kind of being projected on a lot of boards to go John A. Barron. He's expected to go like 11th or 10th. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to him. It's
going to be weird. What if I don't know. I'm going over in my head, and Chris Kaufman, I think, is a real smart guy, man. I think he just does his work. He's very professional, and I really put a lot of stock in what he says. And he thinks that they're going to go. They got to go D line. And at first, I was like, I don't think so, because the value. Harmon's not going to go 13. Kenneth Grant's not going to go 13.
No, Derek Harmon could make it. Could miss the first round.
Yeah, and the only one will be Mason Graham if he falls somehow.
Yeah, I like him.
But
but yeah.
yeah, you like it, but I don't think he's going to make it out of top 10.
I like Mason Graham.
They got him. A lot of places have.
Yeah, he's going to be a top
5.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. He's an elite prospect. Absolutely.
If Mason Graham makes it to 13,
Yeah, he might be the best defensive player in the draft.
Yeah.
Yep. He's up there.
Somebody's going to be there.
I'm cool with the trenches or secondary, bro. Trenches or secondary. Sorry.
No, sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think somebody's going to be there. There's a lot of names. 13's a real good spot, I think, and we just want these quarterbacks to shoot up the draft board. But somebody's going to be there. Probably a defensive player. There seems like there's a pretty good handful of defensive players that are going to be sitting there at 13. So,
what do you guys think about a trade back? Possibly.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best.
What do you guys think about a trade back?
Yeah,
right. What do you? I'd be cool with that because we only have 3 picks in the top 98, right? I believe that. So we'll get our 4th pick at 98. Yeah. So I'd be cool with a trade back, of course, not too far, but I wouldn't want to trade out of the first round, but if we can get moved down 5 spots or pick up an extra 3rd or 4th, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah, well, because then you could get a Grant or a Harmon.
Yep.
Who's got to fall though? Who's got to fall, and what team is going to want to move up? Like Tyler Warren, is that a guy some team would move up for? I don't know.
Maybe.
Is any Shadur Sanders? Is that guy? Could that guy go to 13?
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's going to trade up for Warren now because they know we're not going to take him.
To go now? Where's Shadur?
He's going to go to the Giants. I think he goes to the Giants.
I still think the Giants are going to take him.
Somebody's going to take him, bro.
Yeah, I think Cam Ward's going to Titans.
I think James, right? Titans.
Who? Yeah, Cam Ward's going to Titans.
Cam Ward. Number 1. What about Janky, the running back? Do you think somebody's going to snag him?
Yeah.
The Raiders? Yeah, the Raiders. That's another one for Shador.
Yeah, because I think.
Well, look what the Broncos did last year.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going to want to get. I think Carroll wants to get Marshawn Lynch 2.0. I think they're going to want. They've been building that offensive line. Yeah, Pete Carroll. I think they will because I think
they got Gino, right? They got Gino.
Yeah, and then they got
Geno Smith as a bridge quarterback.
Yep. I think Gianti's
going and then Denver. They got to get a quarter. I'm sure Mark Davis though. They're going to want to get a quarter. I'm sure they got to. They got to at least try to trade up. Whether they use their 6th pick or whatever pick they have to get them, I don't know. But I think they have to get a quarterback just for like those fans, bro. Their fans they haven't had a quarterback in a minute, dude.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to though. I don't think they're going because I don't think Carroll's the oldest. He's 72. He's 72. I don't think he's got the juice for that. I think they really believe in I don't know. It'd be interesting. Maybe I don't know. They spent a good penny on Gino.
I think Gino will. Yeah, I think Gino will be the starter this year, but I think that it'll be like I think that I just think that that organization it's time for them to get a quarterback, rather they use the 1st round pick or something else.
Maybe they use that. They trade out of that spot. Maybe they trade out of that spot.
Yeah.
And then they could get a quarterback later in the 1st round, and they have the extra ammo to make up.
They got
for
Mostert. They got Mostert too, right? They got Raheem Mostert too.
Yeah.
The Raiders
they need defense though. They need defense.
Well, they got Christian Wilkins. They got they lost the middle linebacker though to the Bills. I like that guy, Spillane.
No, he went to the Pats. Pats. He went to the Pats. Yeah, Spillane's really good. I like Spillane a lot.
Spillane?
I hate him being on the Pats.
He went to the Patriots?
Yeah, I think they had a really good free agency.
Yeah, they're doing something up there.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that.
And they got Vrabel. Good offseason.
So who's Nolan? You mentioned Nolan before, Dirk. Who? I didn't study him out yet. Who's Nolan?
Walter Nolan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dirk, who is he? Yeah. Who's Walter Nolan?
Dude's a beast.
Yeah, what position?
Georgia,
I don't know.
Hang on one second.
Edge rusher, Georgia? Or D tackle, Georgia?
He's tackle. No,
D tackle?
He's a tackle.
But he's not going in the
Georgia,
first
right?
round. Is he going in the first round?
Big dude.
Yeah, he was number 99, I think, right? He was number 99. That big dude.
First round or very beginning of the second.
I got to study him out. For some reason, I don't know him, man.
Yeah.
It's good info.
Yeah,
Thanks. I like that.
Check him out. But if we end up trading back on that first round pick, like if they decide that they have an opportunity to trade back, like for a second round pick and lose their first round, that would be a situation where Nolan would probably be available in the beginning of the second, halfway through maybe, and we could even get a good safety at the same time. Like there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, I think trading back's the most important thing, man. If you can get traded back, then you're gonna be in a very good spot.
Yeah.
It's all about where teams have, like you said, this draft is not really. They don't have a lot of the blue chip prospects that teams would trade up for. You got good players, but like the top talent, like usually if somebody's going to trade you multiple draft picks or something, they're going to want it's for a guy like I don't know, like a Brock Bowers or a generational talent, unless they're trying to trade up from the back of the first round and they really like a guy in the middle or something like that. Then maybe you might be able to get extract a few picks out of them. But if somebody's trying to move up a few spots, usually you're not going to get much for it unless it's one of them players that slips. Kind of like the guy we got. Oh gosh, Laramie Tunsil when he slipped.
Yeah, you never know what can happen. Draft can get crazy. You could find one of these special guys fall into 13. You can't really. I think the key is like Indianapolis. So a lot of teams. Somebody had mentioned Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren could be an Indianapolis Colts pick, and if somebody wants Warren, I don't know who though. Cardinals. I don't think so. Yeah,
no,
Bengals. No, they're not going to. Yeah. Maybe the Broncos, but they signed what's his face. He's a pretty dynamic tight end in free agency. I don't know. It's gonna be hard. So
Chargers.
Yeah, maybe.
So
but that's a big trade. They're in like the 20s. That would be a huge trade for them. I don't know if they're gonna do that.
I think a couple of good tight ends in this year's draft too. Like I know Warren's at the top, but you do have some pretty good tight ends this draft. I think we should get one later in the draft.
Yeah,
I would like to find John Hill.
Yeah, I'd love to get Taylor's son. Why not?
Pass catcher, can block.
That'd be awesome.
For me though,
I like them like the guy Lucas. Yeah, he's a Luke Lachey from Iowa. There's a couple of good guys you can get probably later, I'd say, in the draft, like after when we start our picks kick in. Like I know we lost a 7th rounder, but I think we have what do we have, 10 or 9 picks?
10.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 in the first 3 rounds, and then I think we have like 5 or 6.
Oh, so that's right. We did lose one, so maybe it's 9.
Yeah, we lost a 7.
No, we had 11. And then we lost one, so we're at 10 again.
We had 11.
That's plenty of picks to get stuff done.
Okay,
Can
we
I
got
make
6
my
picks
argument for Walter
or 7
Nolan
picks
real
after
quick?
the 4th round.
Go for it, Dirk.
I have a small argument for him, and Curtis, you're gonna love this.
I like that.
The weird thing about Walter Nolan is he's not oversized, but the cool part about him is he plays a 3 technique and a 1 technique. And he's 6'4", 300 pounds. So he's not incredibly oversized, but he has great hands, good push power. He's super strong. And for being only 300 pounds, the guy can move 340. Like he can push people out of the way. That's what a lot of people keep saying about him is he's so versatile on the defensive line. He can play any interior technique. And
do you think they would? I don't think they would take him at 13, though. Do you think that'd be?
Man,
I think that's a huge reach. I'm not saying it's not a reach. Because Grier, I don't know. I just got a feeling that Grier's going to Grier. I think he's going to go DB.
Yeah, he's projected middle of the first round. So it would be a small reach, but man, I'd be so happy with this guy.
We're so barren there. I wouldn't be, I wouldn't say it's terrible. You like him better than Harmon?
No, he's a good player. He's a good player. I know who you're talking. It's number 99. He was right. Was that who it was? Number 99 on the Bulldogs. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
Justin, what's going on, brother?
Here's the problem: is that we really need help in both areas now. As you know, here's where it's going to. I mean, if he went with a good corner or safety or a D tackle, like you can't really say, oh, well, Grier messed up, because it's really a need on the team. Or if he went O line too, I mean, it's like, can you really be mad at it? But the question is, is he gonna be an impact player immediately? And it's not somebody that's injury prone or or somebody that's gonna I will say in a little bit of Grier's defense, it has, all he can do is draft players and pick them. It's up to the coaches to develop them after that.
Walter
to an
Nolan
extent.
Had a sprained
Now,
ankle in his
he hasn't had a
sophomore
great
year,
history, but
No, he hasn't had a great
I didn't
history.
think he was injury.
No, yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah,
first steps,
he hasn't had a
super
great history,
explosive.
but I mean,
Man.
Well, the thing here,
he came after Jordan Davis left.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like if you think about it, it takes time for certain position groups, on average, to develop at different paces. I mean, Christian Wilkins was what, the 13th overall pick, I guess, so it was, right? Or 13th or 11th. And it took him 3 years to get on pace. And he was like an older guy. So, you get something, you don't really get like a Devondre Sweat. That what's going on, brother? What's going on? Hold on a second. Let me just get his thing. No trades on the 13. Ratledge. I would love Ratledge, but I don't think Korea's doing that. I mean, I think that I don't think that. So, but
Jalen Walker's a linebacker for. I like him too. Yeah, I like him too. But I think with linebacker we're going to be all right with Brooks, and then I just don't see. I have a hard time believing he would actually take him at 13, like Justin said.
Nah, I think when you look at it, he's stocked up on linebackers. I mean, Tyndall is 5. I don't think they're going to add a linebacker in this draft, except for maybe because then you got too many guys. You really only need two middle linebackers, and the rest of the guys play edge. And you got loads of edges too. I just don't see him going linebacker edge. D end, in the 3-4-4-3, we need that. You need D tackle. Although he could say, I got Shamir Stewart's a guy I think that could be a guy that Grier would take because he's big enough to play that D end spot. He's able to play that either edge or a 5 technique end. If he's going to go,
Curtis.
Yeah.
Walter Nolan can play the 5 technique too.
Oh man! I just, there's Grier. Look, I would have said Grier might have a chance, but if you look at his history, it's all about speed. It's all about skills. And the return of Eichenberg, I personally think that they have plans for Eichenberg to start. I don't think they're taking an offensive lineman till the 4th round. That's my person. I think first 3 rounds are going to be defensive players. I don't think they're taking an offensive lineman.
What wasn't Wilkins? Wasn't Wilkins at 13? Grier's first draft pick.
Yeah.
But he was 13.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be crazy if he took a D tackle at 13 with his last draft pick? So you got Wilkins, and then you got a D tackle at 13 with a.
But even if you did that, look at Wilkins' track. First year he wasn't much. Second year he was like okay. I mean, how long is Grier? I think Grier's got it in his mind. Either he knows Campbell's coming back, which I'd be very surprised on that. And that'd be huge if he came back.
I still don't think that would. It's only a 1 year, if that. And you got to think if Grier, even if he gets fired as the GM, he's still going to be in some role of capacity on the team. Like, I just don't think he would sabotage his own front office.
Why do you got to do that to me, man? I'm already 6. Jason, why do you got to do that to me, man? What?
Well, I'm just going by what I heard.
It's like
I don't know.
cruel,
Maybe
man.
his
It's cruel.
daughter.
That's cruel, Jason.
I mean, I just don't think Calais Campbell's gonna like. He wasn't even a full-time player, anyways. So I just don't know if he's going to like sway your decision on whether to draft a D tackle or not that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's tough
stopgap.
to. It's hard to predict. It really is.
I think he's going to go. My personal opinion is he's going to go either Shamir Stewart at 13, or he's going to go Starks or Johnson at 13, and then he's going to go D lineman in the second round, and then maybe another D lineman in the third round, and in the fourth round he's going to go offensive line. That's what I think he's going to do.
4th round picks too.
Yeah.
And
So I don't know.
Players around there. Maybe that'll be a good thing.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But you've got to add a cornerback.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do a podcast on this. So is Cam Smith the new Eichenberg? Are you going to rely on that guy? So you got Kohu can't play boundary.
Cam Smith to me is worse than Eichenberg.
Eichenberg's at least healthy.
He's worse to me than Eichenberg. Eichenberg at least
That's a good point.
Played, bro. Eichenberg. I mean, say what you want about him, but he at least saw the field, bro. I mean, say what you want about his play, but dude, Cam Smith can't get on the field more than
I know.
a couple
He's the
snaps
new
a game.
Devontae Parker. That's
he's
Cam
just
Smith.
Well, for me, it was just the simple fact that is he going to stick with them way past when he should get rid of him? Like, is he going to do what was his name? What was the guy we spent the second round pick quarterback on? We traded for Rosen. Is he going to pull a Rosen and pull a just ripcord early, or is he going to ride this guy like Eichenberg? I mean,
yeah, but there's no benefit in cutting a second. There's no benefit. There's no benefit to actually cutting him. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't think they should cut him, but they can't depend on him.
Right.
You should draft. You should draft the first or second round cornerback and just, hey, dude, is he going to shield him?
Now look at that. Cooper DeJean, bro, would have been nice. Cooper DeJean, huh? That would have been a nice pick. But I'm happy. Chop was really good for us last year.
Yeah.
But Cooper DeJean was.
Yeah, our track record for cornerback is actually
depends what they're going to prioritize, man. I mean, the secondary is looking pretty bare right now. I mean, the secondary is just looking bare, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we're.
But what if the D line? I mean, just think about it. You got Sealer. You got Sealer, who's 30 years old, going to be 31, and Benito Jones. Other than that, the next biggest guy you got is Chubb. And hey, maybe they're going to boost. Maybe Chubb will gain 20 pounds because he can't pass rush like he used to, and he'll be the DN. He's big enough. He just eat a couple of hamburgers, man. Get the 280, and maybe he can play that 5 technique end.
The NFL is not very. But you don't have many teams that are just going to pound the ball all game. And the NFL's changed, bro. You want guys, you want outside linebackers that can rush the passer. You want linebackers that can cover. I mean, there's just not a heavy, you don't need a now, don't get me wrong. They come in handy at times in certain matchups and stuff like that you need that D-line depth definitely plays a part. But I just, I think the way today's NFL is, you're looking for pass rushers, you're looking for corners, off-ball linebackers, on defense. And I mean, yeah, you got your one guy in the middle, but they got Sealer, who's been pretty healthy. Knock on wood, he's been pretty healthy his career, and and maybe if you get another depth piece, another big guy. I just don't know if they're going to use a first-round pick on that position.
No, I think they're going to go corner, but they better shore up that. Listen. Bills ran the ball like, I forgot what the percentage was. It was almost equal to their passing. Yeah. And the Patriots are going to start running that football. You could see what they already got set up. They're going to start running that football, and the Jets are going to do the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets don't take Membo. And so I think that this division, I think the league itself is moving to way more running the football. And I think that if you can't stop the run, look at all the cycles have said it. I've been saying it for 3 years. Every Super Bowl has been determined by who can run the football. And it's not like, look, the Chiefs, how have they won the past couple of years? Look at the Eagles, how they've won. Look, every team that's really has success is able to run the football. The only one that really can't is the Bengals.
The last team standing does. The last team standing is, in my opinion, like, okay, the Eagles, they built a phenomenal roster. I mean, we can argue that they would be, they would be a Super Bowl caliber team without Barkley, but Barkley just really made them put them way over the top. The Chiefs, I don't think they had a running game at all the last couple of years. Like Isaiah Pacheco was a seventh round pick. I mean, they had a pretty good running game.
Yeah, no, every playoffs they were
they had
a
pretty good. Don't get me wrong, Pacheco. Yeah, they ran. Yeah, they were a top running team. The Chiefs, really?
Maybe
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I know they ran the ball
when they
had to,
and they run inside.
Yeah, they ran the ball when they had to.
Yeah, they run inside.
Yeah.
No, go look at their numbers.
Right, but they were. Mahomes carried them. Yeah.
No, not really.
I mean, I'm not saying that running the ball isn't important. I'm not saying that. I agree. Running the ball is very important. I'm not, especially if you don't have a top tier quarterback like Josh Allen or Joe Burrow, or I think it's a paramount. I think teams should run the ball more. I think they pass too much a lot of times, in my opinion. But I think that it's just, I don't know. A lot of teams are just, I guess these offensive coordinators are young. They're, a lot of them think they know what's best, and they feel like passing the ball is scoring. Even the Lions, they get, they run the ball a lot, but they kind of get a little pass happy even when it, you got to score points, or you're chasing points. You got to pass the ball, man. That's what this league's about. Build the lead, rush the passer, close out games. That's score points. Then you run the ball and rush the passer to close the games out. The Eagles are a little different. They run the ball because they're great. They got a great team, great offensive line, great receivers, great quarterback, pretty good quarterback. They have a solid team, and I don't know who's going to beat them the next couple of years, to be quite honest with you. Like, if they stay healthy.
Yeah, if you look like the league's really moved. It's still obviously a passing league, but if you look, even with the Chiefs last year, they made the Super Bowl. They were one of the lowest passing teams in the league, as far as points and yards. Mahomes had terrible games. It's like they're relying. If you look at it, they're relying on defense now and pass balance. And if you can't run that football, the defense is kind of tee off in you. It's not like teacup football where you try to pound it out and have 200-yard games or whatever. If you get that, that's nice. But if you can't create any balance and you can't get the defense to focus on that run game, it just gets hard to pass. You look at all the pass numbers. Last year was extraordinary. I forgot what the stat was, but all the passing stats kind of went down the tubes. And so teams, if you look at them, that's why you see the rise of the rise of the offensive linemen. Yeah, but it's a whole thing, and so
they're daring to run the ball.
You've got to. It's the only way to break it. It's the only way to break the nickel. So anyway, Channing Tindall seems like he's going to try, especially maybe is that third round pick? That's what I guess you got to get something out of him. Yeah. It's sad. We could have had Zach Tom, man. I'm going to say that till the end of time. So let me get this. In Dan, what's going on, brother? I'm torn because so much cap is assigned to so few players. I'm struggling to get two possibly great players are trading back. Yeah, our cap. Look, hey Dundee, man, hooked me up with a good Bernays video today. I watched that. What's the role for next season? We're gonna pass. Yeah, he got a great Bernays video, man. Like so many great quotes. I don't know what to do with myself, man. A-Chan's going to do what he's going to be doing. He's going to run to the edge, and he's going to catch the football, and maybe they're prepping him to be like Hill 2.0 when Hill's gone. But at this stage, we're not able to, we're not going to – no, I'm not saying he's going to be, but that's what I think they're trying because he was the number one pass-catching running back in the league last year. So,
that's why I don't mind the screens as much because you get him the ball in space. To me, that's as good as a run. I know people don't like to see the screens all the time, but if you really look at the screen like that as an extension of the run game, I think that kind of sways the numbers a little bit. Yes, you got to power run the ball. That was our weakness. No, absolutely. But if we have a power run game, then you could throw in the screens with our other speed on the outside. I actually don't think I think the offense for what we have, our personnel, I mean, that's kind of what you have to do unless you're going to do a complete roster overhaul. I mean, unless you do a roster overhaul and you get big linemen, you get a more mobile quarterback. Right. It's just not going to happen.
It should happen. It should happen. We're going to struggle.
We'll kind of be what we are.
Because the thing is,
but if we can still add a power run element to the team, to where we can close games out and we can protect the ball and be more disciplined, that is going to help a lot. On offense, at least, you know what I'm saying? You just got to be more disciplined. It's always shooting ourselves in the foot, bro. How many drives, bro? Holding, you know, or drops, or just, I mean, getting behind the chains. It's like constant all game long, bro. You can't win games like that. Bill Belichick said, he goes, teams don't win games in the NFL, teams lose games, and that's true. That's how it is. Most of the time, most games are not won, they're lost, and that's very true, man. You know, you beat teams. If you beat yourself, you're never going to beat the other team, bro. It's just the way it is. Teams that turn the ball over and shoot themselves in the foot with penalties and negative plays that get beat, they just don't win. That's the story of being a Dolphin fan. Sucks.
Well, part of the thing you have, I know it does suck. Part of the key, Tom, I'll answer that question in a second. Part of the keys you have to understand, it all starts with scheme. It all starts with the formations. That's where it all starts. And the problem is we can't control the formations and the schemes of the defenses. They dictate to us. And so when you run a screen, the screen, it might put the yards on. You can say, oh, I got these yards. But it's not changing their scheme. They're still playing the edges out wide. They're still playing the linebackers high. They're still playing over coverage. They're still playing cover two. And so the problem is, if you have a limited menu, and I've been saying this for a little bit, is if screens and outside runs, you can call the same formation and take care of both then. And so, but when you run your linebackers deep, it helps the edges, and then it takes care of the pocket post. And then when you have a quarterback who can't throw the deep outs, you take that off. It's like Battleship. You take those two sectors off. You open up the inside. You put 2 DTs inside against 5 offensive linemen. You play your linebackers 5 yards deep. You play your edge guys out wide to take care of the screens and outside runs, and the linebackers deep so they can get free of the scrum to get to the edges and drop to the pocket post. And then you got 2 safeties high that covers the deep throw, and you just disregard the deep outs, then you're screwed. The only way to break it is to run inside. And if you don't run inside, then you're not going to get the blitz. You're not going to get cheat leverage. You're not going to get safeties coming up into the box. So you're constantly going to be throwing into 7-man coverage. And we don't run true true pass sets. Right. We run half the place true pass sets as most teams in the league. Then we run our screens and we run our play actions. And so it's constantly 2 to 3 receivers versus 7 DBs with no blitzing, and we have to get it out quick because the offensive line breaks down. And so if we can't run it inside, or if we can't run the outside zone and get the cutback, that all works the same. But you've got to tag those center squares, and that's why we have difficulty, because schematically, formation-wise, we can't break them. They dictate to us. They don't change. And I've been covering this since 2021 when we played against Tennessee Titans in a windswept field in the rain, and they ran nickel all day. And, fans would be like, oh, look, we ran 10 yards. See, we can run a football. But then they would just shut it down on the next drive, or they'd shut it down on a 3rd and 1. And so we could not break the nickel since 2025 because we have a soft offensive line. We have soft secondary blockers. And so we can't dictate scheme and formation. So we're playing defense. They're on the offense. They know what they're doing, and we can't get them out of it. And so we're constantly chasing. And the number one asset for an offense is initiative, keeping the defense off their platform of knowing what they're going to do and have them guessing and being uncertain, so they react. And so we can't do that. And so no matter what happens, we won't ever have real success until we take the initiative. And the only way to do that is to break their scheme advantage and their formation advantage. And to me, I could be wrong. I'm not saying, but for years now, it's played out like that. And then it's gotten stronger from 2021 to last year. The advantage has gotten so much more to the defense. It was broken in 22 because of the cheat motion, but that stuff is no longer happening. And so if we can't get the cutback,
well, we also ran the ball in 2022. We ran the ball, or 2023, we ran the ball pretty good too. I mean, even though they were big plays, it wasn't.
It was like over 3 or 4 games.
We scored a lot of points.
3 or 4 games.
Right.
If you look at the Giants game,
we still ran the ball better than we've ever ran it. But we still ran it better than we ever ran it in the 3 years we've been here. Like that was our best season.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, Jason, 22 and 23. It was 23.
Not that it was a power run game.
Yeah,
23.
But the problem was
it wasn't a power run.
What they would do is they would play loose on first down. We'd get a big run on first down, and it'd be like, oh, look at that. And what they did is they continue to get looser and looser to make sure you weren't getting a home run hit on the run game. And then what they would do is they would wait for you to get one negative play. You know, he would call a double reverse, or you would get a holding call. And then once you fell off schedule, because if you look at 2023, almost the majority of our yards were on the ground, were like 3 or 4 games and on first down. And what they would said is, look, man, this team's going to score points, and if you try to play them tight, they're going to hurt you. So you know what? Make them march down the field, and we couldn't. And so it wasn't a dictating run game; it was a pop run game. And as the season progressed, they capped it, and they understood what we were going to do. And then the pops got less, and less, and the consistency wasn't there. So the run game, we've got to get consistency. It's better to have, 8 carries of 8 times 10. It's better to have like 16 carries of 5 yards than 1 carry for 80 yards, and especially for what we do. And so they understood, you know what, let's let this team, hey, if we get to the red zone, they can't bully us. Their speed's going to get capped because it's a short space. We'll keep them to 3. And so they understood, just let this team try to march down and earn its points. And we can't do it because ultimately, if you look, I think it was last year, or was the year before, I can't remember what, we were 19 for 19 on third down in 5 runs inside the red zone. It was 1 yard a carry. And so you have to understand, it always starts philosophically, schematically, in formations. And until that stuff gets controlled by us, it all looks good on the scoreboard or on the stat sheet, but ultimately it always seems to falter. And that's my take, Jason. Not to counter what you're saying, but it's been my hardcore belief.
Right. No, you're right. Yeah. No, you're right. I agree. It definitely wasn't a dictating run game at all.
We've done nothing to address it.
Go ahead, bro.
We brought in James Daniels, but we really haven't done anything to address dictating to a defense running up the middle. We haven't done anything. James Daniels, I really hope he's good, and I hope it works out. But when we had Connor and Hunt, that was a legit. It was Jackson right there. That was a legitimate. That was a legitimate option.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That was at least a better. Yeah, that was at least.
But we don't have that
run.
anymore.
Like,
our offensive line got worse.
Most capable.
Dirk, man, you're a former offensive line. I'm going to answer this too, but I've been talking for a while. I'm sorry if I went on, but I get into this stuff. Dirk, can you answer this question, and I will too? Do you think Daniels is as good as Robert Hunt? And if so, yes, and if no, why?
Okay, so I kind of answered it a little bit in the chat there, and we might have different opinions here, but I feel like, okay, let's play the if game. If Daniels returns,
remember, if you don't agree with me, I can boot you.
Yeah. If Daniels returns to form from before his Achilles injury, if he can actually recover from that, and get back to how he was playing those first 4 weeks or 5 weeks of last season, I think he's just as good, maybe not quite as good, barely, but he's got a lot of good things going for him, and he was playing beast mode at the beginning of last year, like way better than he had even played before that.
Oh, he's been terrible before that.
Yeah, he was amazing, and we've had a few offensive linemen that have turned out that way, that all of a sudden just turned it on and started doing really well. Um, on his own, on an island, do I think he's better than Robert Hunt? Probably not. But I can tell you one thing, that money that James Daniels was getting would have been a lot more if he didn't have that Achilles.
Yeah,
So
probably.
I'd say I'd say they're just about even for all intents and purposes if he recovers 100%. But
Yeah, my take is this. So when you evaluate an offensive lineman, you've got to evaluate them not so much in a bubble. Like what's the rest of the guys doing? Yeah. I'm sorry, what'd you say, Jason?
No, I said as a unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of, it's hard to do like right. It's hard. I agree with that.
Yep. So I'll give it. No, don't sweat it, dude. Look, I got a big mouth. You got to cut me off, man. I'll be talking all night. So if you look at what we've got Jackson, and there's some good guys. Ryder McConneville, I think the guy's a real nice guy. I think he's real smart, and he thinks that Hunt. Okay. He thinks that Jackson is a big piece, and without him, I disagree with that. I think he's honest. That's his opinion. I disagree with it. I think in my eval, Jackson is a guy who's got poor technique. He gets beat very hard in true pass set. He's good on the move. He's kind of young. He's kind of big. He can't drive anybody, but he's coming off a few injuries. And so you got a guy who's a little soft. And then you got Brewer. Brewer is a very good player. To me, I would like Brewer a lot if he was flanked by two Hunts. Yeah. But in a bubble, a lot of the people that, some of the gurus laughed at me. I said, the guy can't move anybody. He doesn't have power. Well, and after the season, a lot of the gurus now, they're saying, oh, yeah, he doesn't have much power. He can't move guys, So, Curtis. He can't. He's pretty good. He gets trapped up sometimes in stunts. He reaches, flows too hard, leaves his gap open. He got a little bit better. He can kind of lock things up. He's a solid center. He's very good on the move. But then you got Eichenberg. We know what he is. And then you got Paul. Paul dropped 10 pounds. So for me, that's telling me that they are leaning into outside zone. They're doing, like you said, Jason, they're not changing the formula. They got him dropping weight for a reason. But he's not so great on the move. But he's a pretty good guy for his size. And maybe his 10-pound gets into the next. So, but when you look across the board, Daniels, he struggles with power too. Not as much as Eichenberg, not much as Brewer. He's got 320. He's about 323. But he struggles with power. So what do they do? Yeah, but he's coming off an Achilles injury. There's no greater athlete than Jalen Phillips. And you could see Jalen Phillips' calf was atrophied. He struggled until midway through the season before he got injured. He wasn't 100%. And, Daniels was booted from Chicago for sucking. And then he went to Steelers and he sucked 23. And they wanted to get rid of him. They was talking about trading him, and then he got injured.
Phillips got injured in week 3, bro.
Yeah.
Phillips got injured in week 3. He didn't even last half the season.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
And he got injured last year.
It was week 3. It was week 3. He got injured week 3.
Was it
against the Titans on Monday night? Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was that early. And last year he got injured against the Jets on Black Friday. Yeah. The year before. That was that early when he got injured on Black Friday.
My memory sucks.
He got injured. Yeah. But the good news about Daniels is that he got injured week 4 of the regular season. So he's going to get pretty much a full year, as of Phillips didn't get. He only got 9-10 months. So he'll get, he'll get a few more. I mean, we'll see. They're saying he's going to do practice in May or June, but I don't think they should.
No.
I mean, definitely work out, but I don't think they should have him doing anything major until.
No, it's a big risk. It's worse being a guard or the brutality on your leg than it is even being an end.
Well, how does the team?
Yeah,
how does the team evaluate him?
I would. That's why I think O-line has to be a priority. I think O-line still has to be a priority in the draft because
But that's my Hail Mary
too many
talk.
question marks.
To me, is Grier going? His Hail Mary plan is Eichenberg starting. We're betting on Daniels to get in for a couple of weeks. And this offensive line with Jackson coming off an injury and some Common Jackson, all these other guys, it's going to be enough. And so what we got to do is we're going to take all our top picks, put it in defense, and grab a back-end guy to train midway through the season on the offensive line. I think that's his plan. And that would be the Hail Mary. But this offensive line is not going to be able to drive anybody out. Daniels and Brewer are going to struggle.
So do you want two mediocre units? Or do you want? Here's a philosophy for you. Do you want two mediocre units, or do you want one really good unit and one below average unit? Meaning, like, do you want a mediocre defense and a mediocre offense, or do you want a really good offense and mediocre and a below average defense? Obviously, none of them are ideal, but this is the hand they're dealt. I mean, they don't have money to spend. They don't have depth. They haven't had draft picks. They haven't had, draft picks the last 3 years. They just haven't, spent their money right. This is the hand they're dealt. So, in my opinion, I don't think the defense. You might have secondary problems. Look at the Bengals, bro. They said the hell with everything. We're going to pay Chase and Higgins and Burrow.
Have you seen how much money they got? Have you seen? No. Have you seen how much money they got? They got $28 million this year, $48 million next year, and then they got $128 a year later. Man, how's that?
They don't spend it.
It's like it comes out to like $69 million a year just for the two receivers, bro. And I like.
But
don't get me wrong, they're two stud receivers.
We're broke. How we broke?
No, well, but they don't have no. They have no defense, bro. I mean, they have no defense, and they just fired Lou Anarumo. I mean, they have no defense. And their defense was horrible last year. Like, it was horrible last year. They were horrible. They were terrible last year. So I'm just saying, though, Burrow has injury concerns. Higgins has injury concerns. Chase has been healthy, but I mean, Chase is Chase. But the thing is, it's like, how do you, if you're building a team and you're kind of like, all right, you have these decisions, you have to do one way or the other. In my opinion, the Dolphins can't try to have a balanced roster this year. I think they got to either say, look, we're going to try to dictate pace, like you said, on offense. We're going to try to score points, and then we're going to give up some points on defense. But if everybody comes back healthy, we'll have a pass rush. Maybe that'll mitigate the coverage lapses. But I think you have to make a decision. You can't just say, "Oh, we're going to try to put a full rot." That's their mistake. You have to go.
That's the Hail Mary. That's the Hail Mary.
Mike's aggressive. Mike's an aggressive coach. He's going to go for it on fourth down. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to be aggressive. Well, you just got to lean into offense, in my opinion, this year. In the draft, I don't think you got to try to, fill patch these holes on defense, man. It's load up on offense, man. Get Tua protected, because if he goes down, you're not winning anything anyway. So you got to protect. That's got to be the first priority. And then
but it's not going to
the ball.
The only way is if Membo or Campbell. Is it Campbell? Yeah, Campbell.
Yeah.
Who, Membo?
Membo or Campbell falls. Maybe he'll take him, but I don't even know about that.
Yeah, the way the draft is shaken up, it's really unlikely that we're going to spend our first pick or our second pick really on.
What about Banks? Kelvin Banks. What are they saying about him now?
He's fallen. He's okay. He's going to be good, but he's fallen down at the charts a little bit. I mean, he's a little bit of a tweener.
Good option for this year.
Yeah, but I don't know. My concern is I don't know if he can play guard for us. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Jason.
Yeah, because
if it was me, I would do that. I'd solidify the offensive line and get this offense taken care of, protect Tua, and make sure he's the right guy. I'd have done that 4 years ago, though.
Yeah. But what about if Armstead doesn't come back too? You got to have a backup
He's
left
not.
tackle, bro. You
I don't
like,
think he's
who's the
coming
left
back.
tackle behind Paul?
Carmen Jackson.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you look at Banks, it's like that could be your backup left tackle, possibly starting right tackle if Austin isn't back. I mean, you have to, like, in my opinion, maybe he's not the best prospect as far as like a slam dunk, but you might be able to give yourself a multiple position player on the line. You know what I'm saying? That can actually help you this year. Our draft picks don't ever seem to help us in the first year, bro. Luckily, Chop and HN, but after that, I mean, bro, we don't have no impact.
I totally agree.
rookies.
And
Very
Jackson
rarely,
will probably go
we
down
just
again.
don't have impact young players.
And Jackson, I would hate to say it. My nightmare is somebody said this. It wasn't my idea. That at some point in the season, Eichenberg and Carmen Jackson will be starting again.
How dare you?
I didn't say it. It wasn't my idea.
How
Somebody
dare
else said
you?
it. Hey, the G's. Liam, I gotta read this one. Liam is a GOAT, though. We can't deny it. He's the greatest of all time, if not excelling at anything but doing everything. I think he's got charm spell, dude. I think the guy's got magic. I don't know how he's lasted this long. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He survives on the offensive line by pissing off the defense.
Didn't he put out a video too, right? He put out a video.
Yeah, it looked like he had a gun behind his back.
Like, oh my god.
Dude, it looked like he had a gun behind his back when he was like, yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm like, hard to work again. I thought Grier was behind him. Plus, I'm paying you 2.2.
I'm going to agree with Indate's comment right here. Indate, that's exactly how I feel, man. And they don't even have to be proven dudes. Just some possible size and strength that might work out, and do the buckshot approach and get a shitload of them. And I think if we did all O-line and D-line on this draft, I would be totally cool with it. I really would.
I would be too.
Yeah, and the way
as long as the right guys fell to you. I'm sorry, Dirk, keep going, brother. I'm sorry.
The way the draft looks, we can and should be able to take care of defensive line and offensive line in this draft. Maybe not have every draft pick hit, but if we took care of defensive tackle just barely right before offensive tackle, we can get, or offensive guard, we could get both of those taken care of in this draft. There is a lot of offensive lineman talent in that 40, 50 to 110 range. And those players wouldn't normally be in that range. A lot of times they would be a little higher. But because we're so saturated with offensive linemen in this draft, good ones.
And as you look, hey, look at that guy, George Lyon, man. Dirk is a Nolan guy, man. He loves him.
That's who I think should be our 13, man.
Oh, Nolan, he said Mississippi State. He said Mississippi State.
I agree on that, Jason. I agree on that, brother. That's the best thing for us trading down.
Yep.
But here's the thing.
We already said that, Jason. But the thing is, it's hard to predict. It's hard to predict or bank on trades, especially in a year where there's not really a lot of top QB prospects or blue chip prospects, especially picking at 13. You know, that's the problem. Obviously, we want to trade down, but it's hard to anticipate a trade, or you just don't see many trades when there's not a lot of top tier quarterbacks or players that are that teams really want.
And the thing is, too, though, the biggest problem is Grier is terrible in mid rounds. Oh, we lost Cody, man. What happened? I didn't kick him out, guys. I didn't do it. Oh, he's got off the field issues. That's all right. They didn't want Sweat last year. He fell, and he was awesome. I got to check this Nolan guy. I'm going to study him out. That's my next project.
Isn't there another D tackle on Texas A&M or somebody that's coming out, McKinley or something like that? Isn't there another?
I'm getting into the second round now, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a deep dive on the draft. I'm gonna do a deep dive.
There you go. And Dad, off the field problems in Miami. That's not a good mix. Here he is. He's back.
Yeah, that's it. That's another. With the culture, man. Let's get young guys with money down here. They get that signing bonus, bro. They come down here, woo, and they already know about Miami, most of them. But yeah, it's different when you live here and when you visit here.
All right. So anyway, guys, I gotta go play video games with my sick son, or else he's going to cry, and I'm going to have to spend an hour talking him down off the ledge. So listen, guys, if anyone who's on this channel, Dirk the Daring has a Monday Night Live too. That's like an hour before this. Check it out next week. Dirk's the best, man. Jason, thank you for coming on. Cody, I love the new look. You got to stick with it. Anybody have anything what they want to say to kind of wrap this thing up?
Man. Cody.
I just want to say this
Absolutely.
real quick.
So what do you, I do have a question. Go ahead.
I just want to say I'm one of the most positive fans throughout my entire career. But right now, I see some pieces we've added, but I see the big black hole at offensive line still, and an even bigger hole starting at D-line. So right now, my hopes aren't high, but maybe that's going to really help me mentally and emotionally make it through this year. So they're going to have to really change my opinion here with some players, and I don't know. But I hope so. I really do, man. I love the Dolphins.
Man, hey, sometimes it's best to have low expectations, bro, so you don't get your hopes up for nothing, Not to say that we're going to suck, but just say that, don't have the highest expectations. That's all. I forgot we did add Willie Gay, though, so, I just don't see linebacker as being an option in the draft. I forgot about Willie Gay. Yeah, we did add him, but I did want to ask a question because I did see a comment a while ago earlier when we first started, and made me thinking. I brought it up like 2 weeks ago when we were talking, but when we were getting into free agency and just talking about the first day. But you remember when, do you guys think Ross is? I think he told him, no, I'm not restructuring all these guys for you guys to open up money. And I think Ross might have said no to that. Like, I don't, why do you think they're not restructuring Tua and the other guys? I mean, and not only that, but just not. I just don't think it's been a.
No, I think my take is money. They really can't. So I spent a lot of time. They can't. They're broke.
I mean, they can, but it's at the future's expense. They're at the future's. They can, but you can always open up more money. Is what I'm saying to spend.
Yeah, but it's too risky. It's too risky. I think that Ross is bitter that Tua got injured last year. He was talked to extending him. And you can't get out of Tua contract into 2027.
Nope,
you can't. You
can next year with eating a lot of money, but
it's like 62 million. I think next year it's 62 million. You can't get and in post June it's
but
like
if it's
70
after post June 1st, I think it's
it's like 70. I did a whole thing on it. Yeah, it's broke though.
I don't know. I was reading it the other day.
I'll
if
check
they don't restructure, they said you can get out of it after this year. Yeah, we'll look it up after next year.
I'll look at it right now. My son will have to cry a little bit. I'll be right there. Sorry, son. You gotta do Dolphins talk. You gotta talk to him.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think they should. I don't think they should restructure him, though. I will say that I don't think they should. I didn't even think they should have extended him. You know me. Yeah. I've been on here for over a year saying that. Bro, it's like, no way. But at the same time, it's like, okay.
No, here, look.
They did.
Pre-June, pre-June cut. It's dead money of 80 million minus 23 million. Post-June, you're minus 6 million, but your dead cap is 62. But you've only got 39 guys on the roster next year and 10 million. You cannot get out. So it's not Raw saying don't put. You can't. You literally can't. You'll be.
But I gotta bring this up though. I gotta bring this up because last year the Denver Broncos ate $85 million.
Yeah. And
they made the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills last year ate $90 million, won the division. $93 million in dead cap. I don't think that it's a big hurdle, especially with the cap going up to $300 million. I don't think it's as bad. I don't think they should do it, and I don't think it's an ideal scenario. It's an ideal scenario for the team. But to say that they wouldn't do it because they have to eat $60 million, I don't think that's, and not in today's NFL. I think teams will move off of a player if they just don't want him anymore. I don't care how much the dead cap is. It's been proven the last couple of years.
But here's the problem: like if you go, if you take it to 2027, right? We only have 109 million and 21 players. This team is broke for 3 more years. And the only way to open up the money is to extend Tua or Ramsey, and you can't do either. You get a little bit for Sealer, but they even extended Jackson. They're not moving off Tua till 2027.
Well, you got Waddle. You can restructure too. Waddle, I'm sure he's just got a new deal. He's a young player. I mean, I don't know if I don't think they want to do that though. I think Ross is like, I'm tired of writing checks right now. He's laid out a lot of money the last few years to do all these restructures and open up cap space and then signing bonuses for new contracts. And he spent a lot of money on it. I think he's just telling Grier, hey, you got to fix it. It's your problem. You created this problem. You wanted to go down this road, so this is your problem to fix, guys. I mean, I don't blame them.
Well, my personal this is my personal opinion, Jason. He's already told Grier you got 2 more years. I don't think there's any real need to win this season. I think he told us, Grier, look, you got 2 more seasons. I extended Mike McDaniel. We're going to run it 2 more years. You're going to have to go cheap. You're going to have to nail the draft. And you're going to have to do it the next 2 seasons and then show us what you got and to keep it for 27. So I think, I'm sure he doesn't want to write any more checks, but I think he's already told Grier you got 2 more years at least. And this is just going to be, hey, look, get cheap players that want to be on the team, guys that might fit in there. Maybe guys will extend if they play well this season.
Yeah, you got to play these contracts out.
Yeah. Yep, and it is going to be what it's going to be.
You got to play these contracts out too. You can't just cut them all. Yeah, I agree with that. The core players are our core players, whether you like them or agree with them or not. I know, they're signed. You can't just dump them or trade them or get rid of them. You can't do it at this point. It's too. But I agree. I've said it the whole time. When you don't, this is now we're paying for the FTM picks because now we have 3 years with only 12 or 14 total draft picks, and you're just and a lot of them know even first and second rounders besides last year. But I mean, it was like the 2022 we had no first or second round pick. 2023 we had no first round pick. It's like you're not going to win, dude.
Just imagine if we had traded back with some of those picks instead of investing all of them in Chubb and Waddle and Hill. And we use some of those guys to trade back and keep stacking and stacking and stacking.
Mm-hmm.
You better go play video games, Curtis.
Yeah.
At least the Chubb pick.
That was a disaster.
Yeah, and the Waddle pick, I didn't understand that. We had 3 first-round picks, bro. We had 3 first-round picks. And we could have just sat at 12 and got Devontae Smith. I mean, if we really wanted him. It's like unbelievable. Same player. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, Or we could have got Micah Parsons. We could have got Micah Parsons that year, number 12, too. I mean, we could have done a lot of things. Could have, should have.
Yeah, but it's all Grier. Happy birthday, Chris Grier. Happy birthday,
Chris Grier. We love you.
All right, guys. Cody, Jason, Dirk, thank you for coming on. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys. You're the best. I'm not going to be doing my own little live thing on Thursday. 1 more week to get myself fully back. But we'll be back next Monday. Guys, I appreciate everything. Comments. You guys are awesome. Catch up with you soon. Oh, and last thing, Steve Malloy is going to be hosting Odaris tomorrow at 6:45 to 6:30 Central Time. Check it out. Steve is great, and Odaris is super smart. So, guys, go Fins. Dirk, Jason, and Cody, the movie producer, and Curtis say, go Fins. Good night.